Hello everybody, my name is FinJJS, and this is going to be my NFL predictions if you couldn't read the title. So I spent my entirety of last night and a little bit of last week freaking going through each team's schedule and looking at like each their schedule, and then just kind of predicting who would win, who's going to win the Super Bowl. I actually went through, predicted each team's record. I'm doing a terrible job so far. Doing a terrible job of this intro. So I went through, did the record of each team, then I did the seeding of the playoffs, and then also disclaimer, I know nothing about the freaking play. Why is that going dark? Phone, stop doing that. We're trying to do this here. Alright, so, yep, record of each team, getting distracted already. Great start. So you guys get a picture of this map, while I get to look at that picture of the map and looking at my laptop with all my predictions on it. Alright, so let's hop into it. Starting in the AFC North, the worst. This is a very competitive division as far as I see it until we get to number 1. So number 4, the worst team in the AFC North is going to be the Cleveland Browns, going 8-8. I have them going 8-8, which I am I'm a pretty biased Bengals fan. So yeah, that's pretty generous for me to give them that. I really wanted to give them lower, but I just but this just made sense to me, so I just kind of went with it, Alright, number 3 is going to be, sadly, the Cincinnati Bengals, going 9-7 this year. I looked at their schedule and was like, okay, it looks like we could possibly go 11-5. 11-5 doesn't seem too unreasonable for me, anyway. But as it is Joe Burrow's first year, we're still in a somewhat rebuild mode. It's just easier for me to say where that will go a little bit less than that with 9-7. A lot of people are saying like 6-10, which I wouldn't. As the fan of the Cincinnati Bengals, I would be completely happy with, as that's a large improvement from 2-14. But looking at their schedule, I see 9-7, which is just enough to miss the playoffs. Alright, number 2. I don't know how you don't know who number 2 is. If at this point it's going to be the Pittsburgh Steelers. You're not winning the division this year. You're probably not going to win the division for the next 10 years, because once the Ravens have had their turn, the Bengals are probably going to rise up. So yeah, wait your turn, Pittsburgh. You've had it long enough. Oh, I hate the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're going to have the same record as the Cincinnati Bengals, going 9-7. But since I had them beating Baltimore, and they beat Cincinnati, and they swept Cleveland. Stop turning dark, for feck's sake, phone. Yeah, I had them going just over the Bengals. So yeah, that makes sense to me, and that is just enough to make the playoffs. God dang it, Pittsburgh. Alright, number 1, of course, is the Baltimore Ravens. Now, a lot of people are saying, yeah, they're probably going to take a step down. They went 14-2 last year, right? They're probably going to take a step down. They'll probably go 12-4 or something. Yeah, they got better. They freaking got better over the draft. They got an even stronger run game with one of my favorite players of the draft, freaking J.K. Dobbins, and not to mention they also freaking got Patrick Queen. Like, they were just like, oh, I guess we'll take him. I mean, that's pretty cool. Like, yeah, just fall right down to us, why don't you? They literally just fell to them. Come on. Try a little bit harder, please. Dude, God dang it, Green Bay, you had to pick Jordan Love, give Ravens freaking Patrick Queen. Yeah, so they got better. So in my logic, that means they got a better record. Do they go 16-0? I almost said they would, but Pittsburgh always gives them a good fight. So I don't know which week, but when they go to Pittsburgh, it's going to be a really close game. I think Pittsburgh will come out top. Even if they do beat Pittsburgh, they still got to go against like the likes of San Francisco and Kansas City. So at lowest, I see them going 13-3. At highest, 16-0. That's just how it is for Baltimore, and that is enough to get them the number 1 seed, I'd say. Alright, in the AFC South, the number 4 team in the AFC South is going to be the Jacksonville Jaguars. And this is probably I should probably say that this is probably the most least competitive division. I just don't see it being very competitive, except for like the fight between the number 2 and 3 spot. It's just not that competitive. Number 4 is Jacksonville Jaguars. Going 2-14. Yeah, take that. There's going to be a different Wildcat going at 2-14 this year. Take that. Yeah, that's it's not a big stretch. At highest, they'll be going 5-11 at most. No, screw that. At most, they're probably going 4-12 at most. Yeah, I downloaded that image off of Google, by the way, just so that you could stare at it. Yeah, that's a big stretch going. That's not a big stretch. Them going freaking 4-12. It's pretty reasonable having them going 2-14. It feels like it just makes sense. All right, and then at number 3, I have the Indianapolis Colts going 5-11. I just don't see this team being good. Like, yeah, they got some talent here and there with T.Y. Hilton. They picked up DeForest Buckner. But Phillip Rivers, he's not good. I don't know if you saw his record his statistics last year. He wasn't that good. He also had a weapon or so with that tight end. I can't remember the tight end's name. They had freaking what's his name? He had freaking Keenan Allen. And then on their defense wasn't that bad last year. So it was mainly Phillip Rivers losing them games, it feels like, last year. The Chargers, by the way. So Phillip Rivers, it doesn't look like he's that good. I feel like the Colts are just like, yeah, we'll sign you. But probably, yeah, they did put him on a 1-year contract. I have a feeling the Colts are going to try to go for like Justin Fields or something. I don't know why everyone is going like, oh, they're going for Trevor Lawrence. Come on, give Justin Fields a lot of credit. He was a sophomore last year and had a good freaking season. Justin Fields, sorry, I shouldn't be talking about Justin Fields, the quarterback from the Ohio State University. I don't know if you could tell where I'm from. The Ohio State University and Cincinnati Bengals fan. I'm also a Cleveland Cavaliers and a Cleveland Indians fan. Gee, where am I from? I can't be from Cleveland because then I'd be a Browns fan. Oh, well. Alright, yeah, and so the Colts, they're just not going to be that good of a team this year. I'm not saying that they'll be like 2-14 like Jacksonville here, but at most they'll be going 8-8. But looking at their schedule, I just saw them going 5-11. Yeah, that's what I had them right. 5-11. All right, number 2 is going to be the Houston Texans as they go 6-10. Oh boy. Here comes controversy. At most, you'll be going 8-8. But I had you going 6-10. That freaking Deandre Hopkins trade is going to hurt you so much, Bill O'Brien. Why would you do that? And plus, Bill O'Brien is still your coach and GM. You're still going to... You might just lose off of that. You had a 24-0 lead in the first quarter. How did you let a team score 50-some points in one half? I don't care if it's Patrick Mahomes. Jesus Christ, Bill O'Brien. Hold on. Oh yay, the recording stopped. So now I have to do extra editing with the clipping and stuff. Yay. Alright, so I was in the middle of my Bill O'Brien rant. Yeah, yep. Alright, I'm snacking on blackberries real quick. Hold on. I could pause the recording, but screw you. Alright. So yeah. The Texans are going 6-10. My prediction. And yeah, that's about it. DeAndre Hopkins is going to hurt you. They lost a piece or two on that defense, I'm pretty sure. My recording almost stopped again. No way I could turn that off to where it could stop doing that. I don't feel like messing with that right now. Alright, so yeah. If J.J. Watt could stay healthy, I think that they might win an extra game or two. But Deshaun Watson is going to really have to keep this team together like he has been for a couple years now. Deshaun Watson is probably one of the most talented players in the entire NFL. Hopefully he could be able to stay healthy and be able to lead this team to a couple of victories. Blackberry snack. Oh yeah, I forgot I could just maybe zoom in on the team that I'm talking about. Alright, and the next team. The number one seed in this division, I don't know what to call it. The number one in this division is if you can't tell already, it's going to be the tennis. It won't let me zoom in. Alright, it's going to be Tennessee Titans. They'll be going 13-3. Ryan Tannehill will be able to put it together. Pretty good stuff. A.J. Brown is going to come in and be really good. And, of course, the freaking freak back there in the backfield, Derrick Henry. The only concern to this entire team is their defense. But if that defense could come together, oh boy, this is a scary team. Yeah, so the Titans, they're going to be pretty good this year. I feel like Derrick Henry is going to get injured this year. I don't know why, but I feel like they're just going to abuse him so much that he's just going to get injured. And then this team will probably... Yeah, what would the Tennessee Titans be without Derrick Henry, I wonder? Leave down what you think down in the comments. If Derrick Henry got injured, what would happen? Alright, so that's the AFC South. Now, in my opinion, the second most competitive division in the entire NFL, it's going to be the AFC West. Now, you might be thinking, the Chiefs are obviously going to win with a freaking landslide. It's going to be easy. Not easy. I don't see it being easy. They'll win the division probably. But let's start from number 4. Number 4, you got it. It's going to be the Los Angeles Chargers. They're going to be bad this year. Maybe Derwin James can help. Joey Bosa obviously is a freaking freak. He'll be able to do some good. It's just that offense. Come on, man. Keenan Allen is kind of aging a bit. Tyrod Taylor is probably going to... He's not a good quarterback, really, just honestly. Justin Herbert will probably have to come in somewhere in the mid-season, and I don't see him being able to just pick up this entire team and carry it on his very beautiful hair. Yeah, the Chargers, they're just not going to be the good. I think, didn't they lose a piece or two? I don't know. And then the third seed. The third seed is going to be the Las Vegas. I did it. I didn't mess it up. I didn't call them Oakland. I did it. This video is an entire success now. It's going to be the Las Vegas Raiders. They are going to go. Alright, sit down. Sit down and just listen and just hear me out. They are going to go 11-5. Okay, stay calm. Don't dislike the video or judge too quick. Yeah, They were a pretty bad team last year, but with Derek Carr maybe being able to work, Josh Jacobs is going to be coming back. He's going to be great. They got a lot of receivers. Henry Ruggs go fast. They picked up a bunch of defensive parts, so I see this team doing pretty surprisingly well, going 11-5. But you might be asking them, wait a minute, how can the third team in this division be going 11-5? That means the Broncos would have to be doing something, right? Exactly. I had the Denver Broncos going 11-5 as well. The only reason that they're going to be above Oakland is because they beat the Chiefs once, I think, and they'll probably sweep the Raiders. Possibly. They'll possibly sweep the Raiders, but they'll get that slight edge for beating the Chiefs once. The Denver Broncos, they're going to surprise a lot of people. Jerry Jeudy and Cortland Sutton are going to really help this team. What player did they bring in? I can't remember. They brought in Melvin Gordon. That defense is, of course, going to be pretty well. It's never really been their defense to hold them back. So all it really rests on is Drew Lock. So if Drew Lock could just get the ball to Noah Fant, Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton, or just be able to hand the ball off to Melvin Gordon, or is Philip Lindsay still on that team? If he is, then this is going to be a very good team. So if the Broncos, I might be a little hyping them up a bit too hard here. But yeah, they're going to be a seriously competitive team in the AFC West, and I see them doing very well. But of course, they're going to be no match for the number 1 seed in this division, the Kansas City Chiefs, going 13-3. Patrick Mahomes is still one of the greatest quarterbacks. I'm just going to be predicting that he's one of the most talented quarterbacks of all time. They still have Tyreek Hill, Sammy Watkins, Travis Kelce is still pretty good. And that defense got better. This team got better somehow. This team freaking got better. There are only 2 things on this entire team that needed help, was the running game and the linebackers, and they addressed both in the draft. And so this team is going to be freaking good. They have Damian Williams, Clyde Hilaire. This team is going to be so freaking good. They're going to go 13-3. They're going to probably, I think I have them going to number 2 seed. Yeah, they're a series. They're also the reigning defending Super Bowl champs. So, and I could very much see them repeating that this year. Holy crap, we've only gotten through 3 divisions. This is going to be a long frickin' video. This clip right here is already 8 minutes long. Alright, hold on, back there. Alright, AFC is coming up shortly. I've talked a lot. I've been talking a lot. My tongue is already starting to hurt. Alright, in the AFC East, you got the Patriots, you got the Dolphins, you got the Bills, you got the Jets. Alright, so this is a very interesting team. A very interesting division, in my opinion. Tom Brady left, which is going to really help out the other 3 teams. Alright, so number 4. A lot of people are expecting me to say the Dolphins. A lot of people are expecting me to say the Jets, and a lot of people are also expecting me to say the Patriots. I'm going to say the Bills. Just kidding. Yeah, it's going to be the New England Patriots finishing last in the division. They're going to go 4-12. They lost Tom Brady. Julian Edelman isn't getting any younger. They don't have anything else on that entire receiving core. I don't even remember the name of the running back. James White, is that who it is? Is James White still the running back? I don't know. Jared Stidham, he came in through 4 passes last year. One of them was an interception. And then that defense lost so many parts. This entire team is basically going to rely on a cornerback named Stephon Gilmore, which isn't that good. That's not that good to be relying on an entire defense for being a freaking cornerback. That cornerback can only be part of that field. He's not a defensive lineman who could just get after that quarterback or the running back. He could only cover a certain part of the field. This defense isn't going to be that good. This defense isn't going to be that good. The offense is just going to be bad. Oh, they also have a decently tough schedule as well. So yeah, they're going 4 and 12. They're going 4 and 12. I almost said 12 and 4. No, they're going 4 and 12. Alright. And then number 3 is going to be the New York Jets. They're going to be number 5, or they're going to be number 3, 5 and 11. I see Sam Darnold kind of improving, and even if you wanted to blame this entire failure of a team on Sam Darnold, you can't really, because he has no one to throw to. All he had was Robbie Anderson. He's now in Carolina. He has basically nobody. Le'Veon Bell, Adam Gates, is that the name of the coach, doesn't know how to use him at all. Their offensive line is a dumpster fire. They're only relying on their defense at this point, with C.J. Mosley coming back, Jamal Adams, if he doesn't get freaking traded to the Cowboys or Chiefs or somewhere. And, like, yeah, it's Quinnen Williams. Hopefully he'll finally have a good season. Voice crack. This team isn't going to be much better than the Patriots, but they'll get a slight edge over the Patriots, winning one more game than them. And number two in the division is going to be the Bills, because the Dolphins are obviously going to win the division. No, I've made that joke twice this entire division. It's going to be Miami. A lot of people are hyping them up to be like a really good team this year. I agree with that, but I still believe that it's going to take a little bit, because Tua is just now coming in. They're probably going to have to rely on Ryan Fitzmagic for the entire first half of the year. But their defense is obviously going to be good. They signed Byron Williams. They did some pretty good things in the draft. They had a good draft. They addressed their corners. I think they even signed Kyle Van Noy. I'm probably wrong on that, but they might have. And yeah, this is going to be a seriously improved team. But at most they'll go 9-7. But I just kind of have them going 6-10 because they don't have the easiest schedule either. And number 1 is going to be the Miami Dolphins. I'm just kidding. They're definitely going to win the division. I was kidding about them going 6-10. Nope, it's definitely going to be the freaking... sorry. It's going to be the Buffalo Bills. They're getting hyped up to the sky right now for being the winners of this division. I definitely agree with that. That defense is going to be freaking amazing. Ed Oliver, if he could stay out of trouble, is going to be pretty good. The defensive line is pretty good. Their linebacker core is decent. The freaking Tre'Davious White is still... Didn't he lead the league in interceptions last year? I don't remember. But he's still a very good player. So, yeah, he's going to be... This defense is going to be amazing. The running game is going to be good. Who did they have? I know they have Devin Singletary. I think they have another running back that's really good. I just can't think of the name of them. They obviously got Stephon Diggs from the Vikings, which was a seriously needed pickup, I think, because Josh Allen, I think all he really needed was a good receiver to throw to. An elite receiver to throw to, I should say. Stephon Diggs certainly can be that guy. Basically, the entire record of the Buffalo Bills is purely resting on Josh Allen. If he could just get his accuracy down, this is going to be a seriously good team. But even if Josh Allen isn't that good, he could still rely on Stephon Diggs and the running game. Alright, I think that's all I have to say about this division. Let me eat a blackberry. That one's kind of sour. Alright. Hey, we did the entire AFC now. Alright. And so in the NFC North, the worst team, the fourth team, is going to be the Detroit Lions. No big surprise here. They're a serious question mark of a team. Matthew Stafford is seriously an underrated quarterback. I don't know why at this point. He's a great quarterback. The offensive line isn't that great, if I could recall correctly. The receiving core is pretty good with Galladay and Marvin Jones. And they finally addressed the run game in the draft. Good running back since Barry Sanders. And so they are finally going to be decent. They released Darius Slay. And they addressed it with Jeffrey Okudah from the Ohio State University. He's going to be freaking Jeffrey Okudah. He's going to take a little bit of time to develop, but I think he's still going to be a good team or a good player. So this defense is going to be a kind of a mediocre, I think. They lost Snacks Harrison. And so, yeah, that's going to be pretty interesting. This Lions team is going to be seriously interesting to watch. But for now, I had them going last in the division, going 6-10. They're also in a decently competitive division. Alright, and the third is going to be the Chicago Bears. Alright, so this team is obviously also a huge question mark. I have a feeling the entire NFC North is a giant question mark, because this is the most unpredictable freaking division here. The Chicago Bears, they're obviously out of weird state with their quarterback. I have a feeling Nick Foles is going to win that quarterback position 100%, mainly because they gave him like $1 million. No, I shouldn't say $1 million. That's not much in the NFL nowadays. Like a gajillion dollars. And they don't have much of a great receiving core. Their entire offense isn't just there. They've just been relying on that defense with like Eddie Jackson. I can't think of any other players. Khalil Mack obviously was one of the greatest players. He was one of the greatest. He was probably the best player in the league a couple years ago. His first year in Chicago. But what happened to him? I don't think he got injured. He just kind of disappeared. So yeah, I had the Bears going 8-8. They're going to be a very mediocre team. Their entire offense isn't going to be that good. Their defense is going to be good. Their defense is going to be good. It's just not going to be as good as it has been in previous years, I have a feeling of. Number 2 is going to be the Minnesota Vikings, going 9-7. Alright, so they obviously lost some key parts in defense. I think they had a very good draft. They obviously traded away Stephon Diggs, but they also picked up Justin Jefferson in the draft, which is probably going to be a really huge addition to this team. So, yeah, they didn't lose a step really on offense. Kirk Cousins is obviously just kind of here, getting paid a bunch of money for no reason at all. Kirk Cousins is a good quarterback. It's just that when he's like under pressure and stuff, he just makes terrible decisions. And that's just kind of always been what he's been seen as a terrible decision maker, which is about accurate. Their defense is going to, it's probably going to take a step down. Their offense is probably not going to lose a step. So I see them going 9-7. And finally, number 1, Tom Grossi is going to be proud of me for this one. Is going to be Green Bay Packers. They're going to be going 10-6 this year. What was that draft? It was like they didn't improve at all. If anything, they kind of got worse. And so I kind of have them going 10-6. I almost said 6-10. They're going 10-6. To win the division. And so yeah, that's gonna be a pretty interesting one right there. This entire division is a huge question mark, because we don't know if the Packers are gonna be worse or the same. I don't see them getting better. They were 13-3 last year, and they barely deserved that, I feel like. But yeah, that's pretty difficult, of course. Everything just feels so weird and difficult in this division because of course the Lions are a huge question mark with Matt Patricia. That entire team is a question mark. The Bears, you don't know what's going to happen with them. The Vikings, you don't know how their defense is going to be, and the Packers are just the biggest question mark of all. At some times. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers is still one of the best quarterbacks in the league, without a doubt. They still have Devontae Adams, hopefully. They got Devin Funchess, which hopefully is going to be an improvement on that number 2 spot. Adam Jones is, of course, Aaron Jones. I said Adam Jones, not Adam Jones. Aaron Jones. He's obviously a really good running back. That's going to be pretty good. That defense is going to basically be the same. They lost a couple pieces there, so I think that's not going to help them much. And, of course, Jordan Love is going to come in and save the day, of course, because why would they not draft Jordan Love? Alright, that's the NFC North. We've got down 5 divisions. 3 to go. 3 to go, yeah. Alright. The NFC South, the division everybody wants to talk about. The division everyone has a big question mark on. Number 4 is, of course, I think everyone can predict this. It's going to be the Carolina Panthers. This team, they got Teddy Bridgewater now, which is a improvement on Kyle Allen, I'm pretty sure. Teddy Bridgewater, he's a good quarterback, of course. We all saw that when he stepped in for Drew Brees. That offense, they got Robbie Anderson. They still have like DJ Moore and Curtis Samuel. And, of course, probably the best running back in the league at this point. Trying to think of any running backs that could give CMC a fight for his money. Yeah, CMC is probably the best running back in the league. He's still there. He's going to be carrying this team. Like Panthers, I don't know. Have the Panthers given him $1 million or $1 trillion yet, or are they about to? I don't know. He's going to be deserving of some good money if he hasn't been paid already. I haven't been paying attention to that. That defense is probably going to be pretty good, as they became the first team in NFL history to only draft defense. Like, they didn't get anything on offense, which I feel like they could have. They probably should have. They probably should have drafted, like, a receiver or something in, like, the 4th round, because that'd be kind of a shame not to go for that. But I obviously see what they did there. I really was confused with that Derek Brown pick. Because Luke Kuechly obviously retired. We all know this. And, like, I was like, alright, they got what did they have, like, the 4th pick in the draft? And, I was like, alright, they'll get Isaiah Simmons. Like, Isaiah Simmons is a linebacker. He could fill that hole that Luke Kuechly left very well, actually, because he's, like, one of the most talented players coming out of that draft. And then they went with Derek Brown. Which, of course, he's a good player, but I don't know why they didn't go with Isaiah Simmons. That pick definitely confused me a bit, but still, this Panthers team is probably not going to be the best, but it's going to be decent, but I had them going 6-10 just purely out of, like, the not easy record, or not the easiest schedule. Number 3 is going to be the Atlanta Falcons. They'll be going 7-9. Matt Ryan, of course, is going to be pretty good. And Calvin Ridley is going to be kind of like a rising star. Julio Jones, of course, is Julio Jones. They picked up Todd Gurley, which should help a bit as long as he can stay healthy. A healthy Todd Gurley is a pretty good Todd Gurley. The defense, yeah, they lost a couple parts of this defense. Step down a bit, and that defense is kind of the reason I have them going 7-9. No, their defense is decent. I don't know. They're just an entire question mark. I feel like they're also in a pretty tough division with the Saints, the Buccaneers, and even probably split with the Panthers. But yeah, I have them going 7-9. At most, they'll probably go to 9-7. But I just had them going with this. And number 2, who's going to be worse? Who's going to be the better team? Tom Brady and the Buccaneers, Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints. All right, so number 2 in the division is going to be dramatic blackberry break effect. Oh yes, the sour one. All right, one more blackberry for dramatic effect. Number 2 is going to be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I don't want to be very big hype on the big Tampa Bay Tom Brady hype train. Tom Brady obviously is taking a step down in the recent year or so. But of course, who did he have to throw to? He had Julian Edelman, who isn't the same Julian Edelman as a couple years ago. And so this year he'll have like Mike Evans to throw to, Chris Godwin to throw to, O.J. Howard, Gronkowski if he's still good. That the only thing is that offensive line for Tom Brady. I feel like he's going to get sacked a lot. They didn't really improve it that much that I know of. That's going to be pretty hard for Tom Brady. Didn't like James Winston get sacked like over 40 sometimes? Like that was pretty bad. I almost accidentally stopped recording. The recording almost stopped. But yeah, that's going to be a serious problem. And that running, they had one of the best rushing defenses in the league last year. So hopefully they could keep that up. The only problem was their secondary. They just completely got busted. So if they could get that secondary together, that will be a seriously good defense. And if Tom Brady could work his magic with that, without Bill Belichick, this is going to be a good team. I have them going 11-5, which at most they'll go 13-3, and at least they'll probably go 9-7. But my official early prediction is probably going to be 11-5. And that leaves the New Orleans Saints. Let's talk about them real quick. Let's not pause the recording either. Let's not shut off phone, okay? Yeah, I'm recording this from my phone. The Saints, of course, they got better. The defense is still kind of a question mark. They're kind of a decent defense. Drew Brees still one of the best players in the freaking best quarterbacks in the league. He's aged up a bit. He got injured last year, but I think he could still be good. Alvin Kamara is obviously Alvin Kamara. He's going to be pretty good. Michael Thomas can't guard Mike. He's freaking elite, like one of the most elite receivers in this entire league. And of course, they have Jared Cook as well. The offensive line has always held up decently. And of course, the addition of Emmanuel Sanders will really help this offense, and it'll give Drew Brees possibly a good final run. He signed a 2-year deal with the New Orleans Saints, so next year will probably be his last year in the NFL. Sad to see, but we all know it has to happen. He became one of the greatest quarterbacks in NFL history, which is great. So yeah, I have the New Orleans Saints finishing first in the NFC South, going 13-3. Blackberry time. I only have like 4 blackberries left. Might as well have 3 left. Oh no, I missed out. I still have 4. Alright. The NFC West. My prediction for for 100%, the most complicated, the most competitive division in the league. You got the Rams. Nobody knows what they're doing. Well, I should make this a bit better. Aaron Donald and the Rams. Kyler Murray, DeAndre Hopkins, and the Cardinals. Jimmy Garoppolo and Nick Bosa and the Niners, and Russell Wilson and Bobby Wagner on the Seahawks. This is definitely going to be a very competitive division. And number 4 is going to be the Los Angeles Rams with the freaking ugliest logo and uniforms in the league. But yeah, they're probably going to go 8-8. Jared he's going to be pretty decent. He's going to be like a mediocre quarterback in my opinion. And then they still have Sean McVay at coach, which is pretty good. They still have, I'm pretty sure they still have Brandon Cooks and Cooper Kupp. And wait, who is the running back? I can't remember who the running back is. Crap, they lost Todd Gurley. I don't know who the running back currently is. Who knows? But that defense is a prime example of why you don't just go money hungry on on a team. They only have Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey. I don't know if they still have any of their elite players as they had a couple years ago. But yeah, that's definitely going to be a decently this is going to be an interesting team. I had them going 4th and going 8-8. Number 3 is weirdly going to be DeAndre Hopkins, Kyler Murray, and the Arizona Cardinals. So yeah, they got Kyler Murray. He is definitely going to be a help. On the receiving core, they still have Larry Fitzgerald, Christian Kirk. I'm pretty sure is still there. They have Kenyon Drake at running back, and of course the main attraction to the Arizona Cardinals this year is definitely Nuke Hopkins. That guy is probably going to be Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins. I could definitely see going very well together. The offensive line is going to be a serious question mark. Kyler Murray got sacked a lot of times, and it's really hard to be a really good quarterback when you're always running around, when you're always running around trying to not get sacked and throw the ball. That defense it improved a little bit. I think they signed a couple of pretty decent players. They got Isaiah Simmons in the draft. He just kind of fell right down to them at the 8th pick, which is pretty good. So I had this Arizona Cardinals team 11-5. Up next, number 2 is going to be the Seattle Seahawks. They have Russell Wilson. They have Bobby Wagner. This team is a series for some reason. Like, it doesn't look that good, but the way that they kind of like perform under Pete Carroll is kind of cool. It's pretty good. They lost Jadeveon Clowney. Russell Wilson is Russell Wilson. He's going to be carrying that team on his back like he has been for the last years. Russell Wilson, probably the second best I'd argue the second best quarterback in the league. That defensive has Bobby Wagner, some decent players there. So the Seattle Seahawks are probably going to go 12-4. And number 1 in the NFC West is going to be the San Francisco 49ers. Jimmy G is probably going to be able to do pretty well. Like, he was seriously underestimated last year. He carried that team through a couple of games. Like, especially that New Orleans Saints game. Such a close game, and he was able to just, like, push through and win the game for the Niners there. And then, of course, Deebo Samuel is injured right now. He got injured during practice. So I don't think he'll be back until like the early season. So there will go a couple games without him. Emmanuel Sanders, he went to the Saints. So the receiving core is kind of weird on this team, like kind of unpredictable here. George Kittle is obviously still a monster out there. He'll be just as good. And the running core, they have Tevin Coleman. And who's the other? I can't think of the other running back. They lost Matt Breida. He went to the Miami Dolphins. Kyle Shanahan is probably going to be able to do pretty well. And, of course, that defense is going to be the big thing here with Nick Bosa. when in his rookie year, he already is one of the most explosive players in the league, and the defense and the rest of the defense is going to be good. Richard Sherman is getting a bit older, but he'll still produce pretty well. They lost to Forrest Buckner, but then they were just like, oh no, oh well, we'll draft another one. We'll just draft another guy in the draft. They did that. I forget the name of who they drafted, but it'll take a couple years. But that guy will probably be pretty good as well. They drafted him in the first round, and so I had the 49ers finishing first in the division, going 12-4. That's a very competitive division there, though. So, yeah, the only reason that I have the 49ers above the Seahawks is in Week 17, when the Seattle Seahawks go to San Francisco. They'll probably, I have the San Francisco 49ers winning that game, giving them the edge over the Seahawks there. So, they'll finish over them. Alright, in the final division, the NFC East. This is like a very weird division here. Number 4 is going to be the Redskins. No surprise there. They drafted Chase Young. That's basically all they did in the draft. Chase Young, obviously, probably the most talented player in the entire draft. That's about all they did there. Chase Young isn't going to fix that defense, sadly. The team is just a giant dumpster fire. The management is so poor. The coaching is so bad. And then Dwayne Haskins in his second year in the league, he came in at the middle of the year, threw 7 touchdowns and also 7 interceptions though. But yeah, it's hard to blame him, as he doesn't really have an offensive line, as the Redskins sat Trent Williams out of their own pettiness there. And then he didn't have much to throw to. Darius Geis was his only guy to hand off. I can't remember. Didn't he get injured? I don't know. But it's really hard to blame Dwayne Haskins, even though Dwayne Haskins probably should have done better, as he did in Ohio State in college. But hopefully this year he'll develop a bit more. But the Redskins, I have them going 13-3. Alright, now the New York Giants. I had to look up like predictions for them, because I looked at their schedule, and I wanted to put them at 1-15, but I knew this team is a lot better than a 1-15 team, as Daniel Jones is probably going to do better this year. He doesn't have much to throw to. Shepard, Golden Tate isn't that as good as he used to be. Evan Ingram he's kind of a above average tight end. And Saquon Barkley, he didn't have good as a year as he did in his rookie year, but he also got injured, so that's probably a big reason there. The defense, nothing happened really on that defense. Nothing really at all. They signed Blake Martinez, which isn't going to fix anything there. So I have them going 6-10. And I wanted to put them 1-15, but I knew that they were probably a little bit better than that. I knew that they had to finish over the Redskins. That'd be kind of sad if they didn't. And number 2 is going to be the injury-infested Philadelphia Eagles. They just couldn't stay healthy this year. Like Carson Wentz, he got injured for a lot of the year. Their entire receiving corps just got injured too. Brandon Brooks got injured. I'm pretty sure even the running back got injured at one point. Their defense is kind of average-ish. I don't know how to describe that defense. Zach Ertz is still a big key of that team. And so I think this team will do better this year as long as they could stay healthy. And I'll also just mention how dumb it was for them to draft freaking Jalen Reagor. Jalen Reagor over Justin Jefferson, which was really dumb in my opinion. They should have went Justin Jefferson. And so hopefully that could help this team a little bit there, Justin Reagor. Jalen Rager is his name. I call him Justin. Yeah, I have the team finishing 9-7. Ew. Bad blackberry. That's a bad tasting blackberry right there. Okay, there we go. That's a good blackberry. And the final team that we have to discuss. The worst fan base in the league, probably. My least favorite fan bases in the league are the Cowboys fan base, the Patriots fan base, and it's kind of a split between the Browns fan base and the Steelers fan base. The Steelers with their freaking stupid towels, and Browns just barking like animals, freaking mutts. But yeah, the Dallas Cowboys, they're a good team. Sadly, they are a good team. They got Dak Prescott. I don't even know if he signed anything yet. I'm pretty sure tomorrow he's supposed to be signing some sort of franchise tag contract. Like, isn't he getting like $30 million a year almost at this point? Like, Jesus Christ, that's not worth it at all. And I feel like you should just start Andy Dalton at that point. Andy Dalton is a quarterback that could probably be really good under this team. Andy Dalton, one of his main problems was the Bengals' offensive line. He got absolutely destroyed back there. But the Cowboys' offensive line, I feel like Andy Dalton could definitely do good, especially with receivers like Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup, freaking CeeDee Lamb, whoever the tight end is. I don't know if they have a good tight end this year or not. I don't know the name of them if they do, or I'm just forgetting. Their defense is pretty good. They still got DeMarcus Lawrence. They obviously lost Byron Jones. He went to the Miami Dolphins. And so this is going to be a decent team. They still have like Jalen Smith and Leighton Vander Esch. But yeah, this is going to be a pretty good team. I have them going 11-5. A lot of people are hyping them up to do a lot better than that, but I don't see them doing a lot better than 11-5. Woo, we did it. We predicted every one of the playoffs. Alright. So now we got to go into the playoffs. So I did the seeding of everything, and I don't know how the seeding really works in the NFL, so I kind of just gave it my best here. So based off of my my stats and stuff, if you want to leave down how the seeding should be down in the comments, that'd be much appreciated. But I'm kind of just going off of what I think it is, and I just give it my all here. Alright, the number 7 seed in the AFC is going to be the Las Vegas Raiders. Almost said open. I did it. I caught myself. I had them going like 11-5. The number 6 seed is going to be the 9-7 Pittsburgh Steelers. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how it could work with the Raiders. They lost a lot to they got swept by the Chiefs and stuff. The Steelers got a win over the Ravens in my predictions here. So yeah, that's giving them a slight better edge in the seeding. The number 5 seed is going to be the Denver Broncos. The 11-5 Denver Broncos. The number 4 seed is going to be what did I put them? What did I put them? I'm making sure I had them right. The 11-5 Buffalo Bills. Then the number 3 seed is going to be the 13-3 Tennessee Titans. The number 2 seed is going to be the 13-3 Kansas City Chiefs, and of course the number 1 seed is what I had, the 15-1 Baltimore Ravens. Alright, so I'm also just making it clear that for the people that don't know, they did add a number 7 to the playoffs. So the people going like, I think you added a bit too many. No, I did it right. The NFC seeding is going to be, number 7 is going to be the 11-5 Arizona Cardinals. Number 6 is going to be the, I think 11-5. I put a lot of teams as 11-5, didn't I? The 11-5 Buccaneers. Number 5th seed is going to be the 12-4 Seattle Seahawks. The 4th seed is going to be the 10-6 Green Bay Packers. The 3rd seed is going to be the 11-5 Dallas Cowboys. The number 2 seed is going to be the 12-4 49ers. And the number 1 seed in the NFC is going to be the 13-3 New Orleans Saints. I'm pretty sure I did that right. I'm not quite sure. But, alright, and the AFC wildcard is going to be the Las Vegas Raiders at the Kansas City Chiefs, which the Kansas City Chiefs will. The Pittsburgh Steelers at the Tennessee Titans. Alright, I know what everyone is thinking. Yeah, Tennessee's obviously going to win this. It's Pittsburgh Steelers. The thing here is that the Pittsburgh Steelers, they got a really good defense. The defense, I feel like, is going to be able to stop Ryan Tannehill. It's going to be able to stop Derrick Henry. It's going to be able to stop A.J. Brown. So I see the Steelers actually winning this game. Getting a big upset victory that nobody expected. And then finally, the Denver Broncos at the Buffalo Bills, which the Buffalo Bills will win with that defense being able to stop Drew Lock and stuff. It just kind of makes sense. Josh Allen is going to be able to do pretty good. Alright, NFC wildcard is going to be the Arizona Cardinals at the San Francisco 49ers, which the San Francisco 49ers will win. Then it will be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Dallas Cowboys. This is one I sat at for about 20 minutes. I sat here going like for 20 minutes, going like, all right, this and that, and I just don't see the secondary of the. I could definitely see the Tampa Bay Buccaneers being able to kind of mash that Cowboys defense a little bit. But at the end, the Dak Prescott and Amari Cooper and Michael Gallup and CeeDee Lamb will be able to bust that secondary and be able to get the win. So Dallas Cowboys will beat the Bucks. And finally, it's going to be the Seattle Seahawks at the Green Bay Packers, which I sat out of this one for 20 minutes as well. So I almost spent an hour deciding on 2 games here. So that give me respect for this. I had the Green Bay Packers winning this one. Aaron Rodgers, I think, could pick apart this Seattle Seahawks defense here. Russell Wilson, I feel like their running game isn't that strong, or the Seattle Seahawks running game is strong. Their passing game is going to be pretty strong with Russell Wilson, but that's kind of the one thing that the Packers somewhat thrive on. And so as long as the Seattle Seahawks don't develop a great running game, I think the Packers will be able to win this game. Alright, the AFC Divisional. The Pittsburgh Steelers return to Baltimore, and they lose. They're just going to lose. The Baltimore Ravens, I feel like, are going to get an easy win here. Just because they're like, oh, you beat me at Pittsburgh? No, screw you, Pittsburgh. We're going to beat you. And so the Baltimore Ravens will win that one. And then the Buffalo Bills going to Kansas City, which Kansas City will win. Patrick Mahomes is just going to be able to beat that defense. He's going to be one of the few quarterbacks that can beat this defense. And of course, that's just going to be a very interesting battle there. But the Kansas City Chiefs are just going to be able to win it. Alright, the NFC Divisional. The Green Bay Packers going to New Orleans to fight the Saints in a battle of the ages, which the Saints will win. This one didn't take that long for me to think of. I feel like the Saints are just they'll just be able to outmatch the Green Bay Packers here, and the New Orleans Saints will win this. How long has this clip been going on, by the way? Holy crap! This one clip has been going on for an hour almost. Holy crap! I woke up 3 hours ago. I've spent over an hour just doing this. Respect me for this, please. Hopefully, I don't know if my storage will be able to contain this crap. Alright. And then in the AFC conference, it's going to be the Kansas City Chiefs going to Baltimore to face the Ravens. I sat at this one for a while too. I honestly think the Kansas City Chiefs should win this one, but the Ravens are just going to be able to pull something out. I don't know how, but the Ravens are going to be able to win this one. Don't ask me how. They just are. I feel like I have better reasoning for why the Chiefs should win this game. But the Baltimore Ravens, they're just going to be able to come out with this one and make their way to the Super Bowl. Alright, in the NFC conference, it's going to be the San Francisco 49ers going to New Orleans to face the Saints. And, alright, so guys. Alright, it's the New Orleans Saints in the playoffs. The Saints in the playoffs. Do you really think the Saints are going to be able to make it to the Super Bowl? Like, I don't know how. They're going to get cheated out of it by the refs. They're going to mess it up somehow. They're the Saints in the playoffs. They're not going to be able to win this one, sadly. And I have the San Francisco 49ers returning to the Super Bowl. I really do want New Orleans. If I had to choose here between who I want more in the Super Bowl between the Saints and the Niners, I'd 100% always go with the Saints. I have a Drew Brees jersey sitting right over on top of my pile of clothes over there. But the Niners are just going to be able to win this one. And it's time for the Super Bowl. It's the Super Bowl. The Lamar Jackson versus Jimmy Garoppolo. Jim Harbaugh versus Kyle Shanahan. This is pretty dramatic. But what will happen here is alright, so here we are. I think that the Niners will be able to put on a good offense here. George Kittle, I think, will rise up really good here. I think they'll be able to do. I think George Kittle and Jimmy G will have a connection that's never been seen before. The running game will be just as strong as it's ever been. But on the Baltimore side is the San Francisco defense. I feel like very quickly, within the first quarter, probably will be able to figure out Lamar Jackson and be able to shut that offense down. So I do have San Francisco returning for their second Super Bowl and finally winning it. This will be their fifth Super Bowl in NFL history. One. And I don't think the Ravens will be able to get their third Super Bowl. Would it be their third? I can't think. How many times have the Baltimore Ravens won? I know they won it like the year or so before the Denver Broncos won it with Peyton Manning. I think they won it once or twice before that too. So they won't be able to win a third or fourth Super Bowl. So yeah, my prediction over the season will be that the San Francisco 49ers will be able to beat the Baltimore Ravens in the Super Bowl. They become the Super Bowl champions, with Jimmy Garoppolo being the Super Bowl MVP. Sorry guys, my nose is kind of clogged. I don't know why. So yeah, I think this is the 46th Super Bowl. Let's see. Broncos, Patriots, Patriots. This will be the 50. Oh, great, more editing because I accidentally didn't get to do my outro. I accidentally let go. I was counting. I was seeing what Super Bowl this was. So yeah, it will be the 55th Super Bowl. They will win Super Bowl 55. Wait a minute. No, this is 56, right? Yeah, the Chiefs won 55. Yeah, alright. So, that's gonna be it for me today. I've been wanting to make this video for a couple weeks now, but I just never got to it. I just never sat down to do it. I remember I started working on this like over a week ago. And then last night I was like, I did like the entire AFC that one night, and then I think I did like the NFC North, and I was like, nope, not doing this anymore. And then like a week later, I finally returned to it, and that was last night. And I did the NFC East, West, and South, and did the entire playoff seeding and the playoffs and all. So, I hope y'all enjoyed. Let me know your predictions down in the comments. Let me know what your favorite team is going to do this year. Who do you think is going to win the Super Bowl? And how do you think the Cincinnati Bengals are going to do? Because as the Bengals fan, I kind of want to know. But, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Thank you for somebody. If you enjoy, like, subscribe, as always, Fenji is right here. Classic YouTube outro. Peace. I also might be making some NFL skits soon. So, I might take a week off of, like, broadcasting video games and stuff. Just to kind of, like, focus on skits for a minute. I'm thinking of doing, like, an NFL player or NFL fan reaction soon. Like, the Bengals reacting to Joe Burrow's draft. And probably my personal favorite, what I'd probably be doing is the Texans fan reacting to the Bill Bryan being an idiot. So, yeah. I'll see y'all in the next one. Classic YouTube outro.